Don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video.
I'm back. Ta-da!
It's been a while.
Welcome to Steampunk Tuesday. I'm Ian.
And I'm Mike.
I have two fab new projects for you today. We're doing Steampunk Book Boxes.
Da-da-da.
And they smell lovely.
I think that's the paint.
Oh, is it? Oh, well. Okay, let's get cracking and I'll show you exactly what you get in each of the sets. It's so exciting to be back. Okay, so I've got two offerings for you today. They are, we couldn't decide what to call them, could we? Whether they're book boxes, treasure chests, treasure boxes.
Well, they're like faux book boxes, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they are book boxes.
It's a box that looks like a book.
Yes, it is.
So it's a book box.
Yes.
Or a box book.
Or a bookie box. Oh,
yeah, whatever.
Anyway, there's two sets. So we have the corners, the book box with the fancy corners at the front.
The steam corner set.
Yeah, and the multi-dial set. So I'll go through each one and just show you quickly, and then we'll get cracking and make one up.
There's common elements to both, isn't there?
There are.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is set one. We'll go through the envelope in a minute. So you've got your lovely, get rid of that. Your lovely bendable book box. Who does that? You could bend solid wood.
I know. Does it only bend one way?
No.
Right, you just can't fold it flat.
No, fold it flat and you'll snap it, obviously, as you would with a normal book.
Yeah.
But it's lovely and springy.
Wow.
So that, you've also got your side, so that's the long side. When we make them up, you'll see exactly how it works.
Yeah.
It's your long side.
So you've got two curvy bits.
Two curvy bits.
One straight bit.
Yep.
Just show them the common elements first.
Yeah, the common elements for both are the book itself, the book box itself, the covers, yep. Your lined paper. This is your 4-page edging that you'll put down the edges so it looks like a proper book. Okay, so but this is the first one, as I say. So on this one you get a beautiful
like a cog frame, isn't it?
Cog frame. You get your inset to go in there. You get your little glass dome.
A magnifying glass cabochon.
You do. And inside the envelope you get your print to go behind the cabochon, because obviously it magnifies it all.
It does, makes it look a lot bigger, yep.
And then you've got the little rivets you can put on.
Your 4 rivets.
The 4 rivets. These are flat back pearls, but you get them in, you get 20 in each set.
Right, okay.
Okay, they're in the envelope. You might get 19, you might get 21.
But you don't need them all.
You don't need them all, no. You only need 12, but I know we always lose bits when we craft.
Or they end up being stuck to your jumper.
Yes. So that's set one. Give that to Mike to put that there for a minute.
Okie dokie.
Set two.
Give me the bag.
The bag, yeah.
That's it. Give me the bag.
Set two.
Right, again, so you've got the common elements of the cover.
The cover.
The straight edge piece.
Straight edge piece, not raised. Straight edge piece.
And the two curvy bits.
Two curvy bits.
And your faux page edgings.
Your 4-page edgings.
That's the bit that makes it look like a book.
Plus you get your 20 little rivets in there as well.
Right, so the only difference being
in this one
is you get different.
On this one you get a different front.
Yes.
So you get, it looks like an owl.
I think it looks like a gas mask.
Oh dear.
You think it looks like an owl.
Yeah.
I think it looks like a gas mask.
So on this one's escaped. We have an escaped one.
An escapee.
Escapee. So that goes on there. You'll see from as you see from the sample. That goes there. Goes there. 1, 2.
And the cabochons go
over the eyes.
Yep.
But please don't stick it down before you put the prints behind. Because they're your prints. So your 2 prints go behind there to magnify them. And that's your large one that goes behind.
Is it not lifting up?
No, it's not lifting up. So that goes behind there.
Yep.
Okay, rather than having a really heavy glass cabochon, you've got an acrylic disc.
Comes with 2 clear, well not clear, 2 white covers, doesn't it?
It does. Just
protective covers.
Put your nail behind it. 1, You think it looks all scratched, but it's not. It's got a protective coat on
Oh,
that
right.
side.
One's got a clear
One's
coat
clear.
on, one's clear and one's white.
Yeah.
Right, okay. And then when you peel it off, it's crystal clear.
It is. And what you'll do is you'll just put 4 blobs of glossy accents on there, or some transparent glue. Drop it on.
Once it's painted.
Once it's painted, yeah.
Fantastic. And that's pretty much the only difference between the two kits then.
It is, yeah.
So you've got one set. Which one are you going to do today?
I think. Well, I think I'm going to do the cog corner one.
Yeah, because I think it'd be interesting to show them how you achieved that patina effect on the front.
Well, you've already seen that effect, which is just as I showed you earlier, which is the paint.
Yeah.
This is just a very clean one.
Yeah. So I think showing them that patina effect one will be great.
I do as well. Okay. Oh, look, they're talking to each other.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get started. I'm eager to get started.
Right, Mike just said to me, "Where are all my paints? They're behind you."
Yeah. Just spotted them on the floor. There we go. Hello, Mr. Bentley Booze.
They're in my Christmas sweet tub.
He's having a stretch. Oh.
The paints I'm going to use today are indigo blue paints. They are some of the best covering paints you can get, I think.
They're very pigment rich.
They are very pigment rich. What colour should we do the front cover, Mike? Should we do it brass or should we do it
Well,
gold?
you've done a brass one already, haven't you?
Yeah.
So why don't we do copper verdigris, like the sample you've shown them?
Yeah, okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mask it off. You can paint over this.
Over what?
Over the spine.
Oh, right, okay.
But as you've seen, I like to leave it because I love the decoration and I love the colour.
Right, okay.
So, that just a little bit of this is stencil tape, isn't it,
Yeah.
Mike?
It's very low tack. So, because some masking tapes, if you use them, can pull.
Yeah,
The top layer
if
of
it's
your...
strong, you'll pull all that lovely brown off.
Yes.
But Bentley's
this?
come for a snuggle.
Who's this then? Hello, darling. Hello, my little boy.
Just mask that off. It's just I love that colour. I think that aged colour works really, really well.
Mm.
There we go. Oh, postman's here as well. It's,
Ooh,
it's
are you
all good
expecting
today.
anything?
I'm expecting some window tinting film.
Huh, okay.
I've made, well, I'll show you later when it's finished, but I've made a tesseract of, is it Marvel, isn't it? The tesseract from Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff.
It was in,
Is it all of them?
no, it was in Captain America, and then it was in some of the Endgame, because it was one of the Infinity Stones inside it.
Which
wasn't
one
it?
shall I use, Mike? We always said copper.
We said copper, yeah. Copper,
The reason
copper and verdigris.
the reason I don't have any labels on these is because I got 3 packs from Kenilworth when I went last time, and I don't really need the labels on them. I know what's in them. There we go. It's very, very thick, as you'll see. It's all heaped up there. So we'll just, and I love to use this bouncer to put the paint on with. You don't get any brush strokes. When I do the shows, people say, "How come you have no brush strokes on whatever you make?"
Because I don't use a brush.
I don't use a brush. Is there anything for me?
It's just junk mail. They're trying to get us to buy either solar panels or replacement windows on a brand new house.
Always a good idea, isn't it?
People. Some company called Solar Frame. So.
Oh yeah. Somebody's just had a solar frame garden house built down the road.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Doesn't take long. Look at that. Got a bit more on.
Not when you're spouncing. Mr. Bentley's back.
Isn't he always?
Darling.
Oh yeah. It doesn't matter if you miss a little bit because we are going to vintage it all up.
Vintagey.
Vintage it. There we are. What's Bentley doing? Being all photogenic.
He is being all photogenic. There we go. You beautiful boy. Yes. He's a beautiful boy.
A little pumpkin. I mean that in the best possible way. There we go. If you could spray them if you wanted to have a really mirror-like finish, but it's not vintage then, is it?
Now, little side note.
Yes.
You don't have to gesso.
No, you don't, do you? I never thought of that.
Yeah, you don't have to gesso.
Because
This particular wood product, if you like,
Medite.
is water. I won't say water resistant, but it's made for going into bathrooms. So it doesn't react to water in the same way.
It doesn't
so
swell, does it?
No, so you can put paint on it without it affecting, because some MDF, when you put paint on it, it lifts the surface, it blows.
I'd never even thought of that, Mike.
But this doesn't.
Just do the edges.
So this is why you can put your paint straight onto it without having to prime it first.
I had no idea.
It's ideal for crafts. Ideal for crafts. It's almost like they invented it with crafts in mind, but they didn't.
I'd never thought about it. I've been using it for years, and I'd never thought about that. But yeah, of course it is.
Yeah. I mean, when we first started doing like the laser cut stuff, I mean, back in the day, I mean, I've been doing laser cut stuff ever since I've been doing stencils. But it's always been the Medite.
Yeah.
So, and it's the low formaldehyde
Oh yeah, it's not
version. So it's for people in the States, it's CAB 2 compliant. So
right. Let me just dry this off, and I'll be back in 2 shakes of a Bentley's tail
when it's dried.
when it's dried. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I've got all that dry now, and the tape's actually, oh look, nice and tidy. The tape's come off. Let's have a look. And we've just got to paint. There we are. That's the sort of thing I like, just to get it nice and... I know it's supposed to be distressed, but I know. I like to have it tidy as well. What I'm going to do now is just going to paint the ends, there and there. But first I'll just mask up the inside, because obviously I don't want it to come through. There we are. And the cover, excuse the head then. There we are. And then just a tiny little bit onto that. You may be wondering why I'm putting it there. Well, that's where the edges go. So I just want to paint around the edge, but not get it into the middle, because I want my box to be all nice and clean inside. Because I mean, you can line it. Obviously, you probably would line it, but for me, I just do this. It just means I can have it all clean and tidy inside.
Yeah. I mean, to be able to line it is just a question of...
Just put in some little bits of paper, isn't it?
Well, paper or felt.
Paper or felt, yeah, nice bit of felt, yeah.
Just straightforward, straight pieces, aren't they? Just squares, yeah. So...
There we are, just that. And I'm a little bit fussy, but hey ho. Okay, put some more in there. Oh, that's it. Plenty of there. Okay, so first I'm just going to do the edges there. That's just the edge, the long edges I didn't do before. There we are. It dries remarkably quickly with the hot air machine. There we are. Just do that and that. Okay, so I've got my knife and my ruler. Because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut up there, cut that off. Cut that off too. There we are. And that comes off there, you'll see why. So I'm just going to paint the outside on the outside of those lines. If you're lining it, theoretically you could just leave it and just paint it all. But you know, I can't help it, I'm just a little bit freaky. I think the word's freaky. Okay. So I've got
notice how I didn't contradict you there.
Yeah, no, I noticed that, thank you. So I'm just going to do that bit there. Oh.
Is that hair?
No, it's a bit of the masking tape. There we are. And this is what you would do for either of the books, or I would for either of the books, doing it this way. And then a little bit more.
Is the inside?
Yeah, that's the inside front cover, yeah. Which you could line, but I'm just going to paint these.
Yeah.
So I did on the other one, as you saw. Oh yeah. It's no big deal, is the painting. It's with one of these Tim Holtz distress tools. It doesn't take long at all.
I know. I mean, we've used those the distress reinker foams, if you like, for painting for years and years and years. People didn't realise that you could actually use them for paint.
No. It gives a lovely hammered effect, like a cast metal effect, which is what I use on everything I make.
But also, if you're using the paint for stenciling, and you load, as long as you don't overdo it, don't load too much paint into your foam, then it makes a fantastic stencil tool.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, if you haven't got a stencil brush, you know, for stippling it in.
I think you use these, don't you?
All the time. Yeah, all the time for stencils.
Well, yeah. And then we go. That just comes off there, like that.
It's very neat.
I just like to be tidy. There we
Was
go.
I out of the room when you when you explained why you've masked that off and not painted the whole
Yeah,
thing?
I didn't want to paint the inside of the book because it's if you're not going to line it, it's tidier, and that's where the page ends up. That's what I mentioned.
I think I was out of the room. Wasn't I
think you were. I'll just dry these and I'll be back. So we're all dry now. All dry, all lovely. Bit too lovely though. So I've just been talking to Mike about this. I'm going to use some Americana paint now. Sea Aqua. Shake it up to activate the pigment.
Okay, so you need, if you're wanting to do some kind of third-degree patina, then it's that kind of turquoisey kind of
bluey green.
Yes, and obviously lighter.
And you don't need a lot, do you?
No, you don't.
How much sponge should I use, Mike?
Oh, you only want a small segment.
Not that much?
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's not from the kitchen, it's my painting plate.
And also, this, let me just show you the two differences. This is a bit more coarse, and you see it's got bigger holes, more like a Swiss cheese.
Yeah, like a natural sponge.
Yeah, the cosmetic sponge ones
are a bit too close, aren't they?
They're almost like memory foam.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very, very close grained. You don't get the same effect on the close grain one as you would do with the more natural it looks, the better.
So,
and just really, really lightly, I mean extremely lightly. That's it.
Just barely.
And then just start building it up in patches.
It will dry a lot lighter, won't it?
The reason we're not using this,
because you get rings.
Because you end up getting curves.
It does look nice, but it's right. You get little curves.
You end up getting circles, and it doesn't look.
I know Timmy's brought some new ones out, hasn't he? That are like the
domed.
Domed, yeah.
But they're still, when you press a dome down,
you're still going to get a circle. Yeah, you are.
And you can literally, if you want to add that effect, you can just dance it across, almost like if you're doing like a marbling technique. You know how they used to do full marbling?
Oh yeah, years ago, yeah.
But they used to use feathers for that, didn't they? To drag the veining effect through. But obviously you don't get marble, you don't get copper marble, do you?
You probably get copper in marble with bits of copper in it, maybe. There we are, that'll be alright for that. And I'll just do the... Looks alright, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you've got that sheen on the copper. You can see it as you were tilting the cover up then. I mean, you can drag it and just like wander it through.
Yeah. There we go.
See, the way I always look at it is to get a realistic effect, or as realistic as you can.
You have to use gravity, don't you?
Well, sort of. It would be, well, where is it most exposed?
Yeah.
You know, to the elements, because that would be the bit that was. So if it's closed all the time, the inside wouldn't necessarily tarnish and patina as quickly as the outside, because that's exposed to the air constantly.
Yeah, got you.
And obviously in the corners where the dust and the dirt and all that kind of stuff will gather, is usually where you get, you know, the darker bit. And I don't know whether you're going to do it. Are you going to age it after you've added the patina as well?
Yes.
Yeah. With this being Ian's project, I have no idea what I was going to do.
And you know, neither have I. There we go. I think we'll just do the edges.
Yeah. Can I just bring something else in just
Yes,
to
mate.
show
Yeah,
everybody?
yeah.
So, using exactly the same technique as what Ian's using now is what I did with that. So that was for the photography that I did for for the clock faces on my website. But that's literally, it's exactly the same paint that Ian's using.
Just done it off camera by mistake. I do apologise. I took it out here to do
But
it.
it's because I was in the way.
No.
So yeah, it's the same paint effect, and obviously you can apply it to almost anything that you want to steampunk up,
Yes.
steampunkerize.
Steampunk arrives, yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be.
And again, you can go as heavy as you like, but don't forget, if you think you've gone too heavy with the patina,
You can always wash it off.
no,
Oh.
you just add more copper paint over the top,
That's true, just paint over it.
or dab over it,
Yeah.
and just knock it back.
Just do
So you
top
can just,
edge.
yeah, you can just add and take away, in this instance, as much as you want.
There we go.
Did you just drop the sponge into your trousers there?
I did, but it's not that, you know.
You've not got paint on your
I
trousers, have
haven't.
you?
See, there we are.
You're going to add some to the inside.
Oh yeah, I think
I mean,
so.
it'll literally dry in seconds.
It
So
will. Just did a little bit more. Put tiny
just
amount.
did you shake it up?
I did to start with, yeah.
Good. At least you're remembering to do that now.
So it will knock right back, won't it? This.
Yeah, like there, you've gone a little bit heavy, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait till it's dry, and then just go back over the top again with the copper paint.
Yeah, just distress it. I quite like it like that.
Yeah, why not? It's heavier.
We're going to put different colours and layers on, so. And then just on the inside, just a little bit there,
Just because.
just because. There we go. So that's that colour. I can put other colours on if I wanted, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Browns and
Well, yeah, we'll let that dry first. So if you
Yeah.
want to give it a quick
Quick
blast of
blast.
the heat gun on both sides,
yeah,
and then we'll come back in and we'll add a little bit of age to it.
yeah, and then we can start building it all up.
Absolutely.
Mike has just handed me these. I don't know if it's a gift. So what colour do we use with this, do you think?
Well, brown, obviously.
Vintage or ground?
Well, you can either use vintage photo.
I rather like vintage photo.
It's well loved.
Is it okay to use that on there?
Yeah, it should be fine.
And we're just going to kiss the edges.
Just touch the edges, yeah, just to. You see how it's starting to darken it up a little bit. We're using the
Oh yeah.
we're using the solvent-based ones, the permanent archival ink ones, rather than the water-based ones, because when it's dry, it'll be permanent.
Yeah.
So now that you're starting to add that kind of age sheen to it, do you get it?
Yes, I do. You've got all the different colours playing on there.
Yeah. So it does start to look a little bit
Oh yeah.
darker. Yeah, you don't use the water-based one, A, because it's water reactive, so if it gets wet or you've got grease on your fingers or anything like that, it'll just wipe straight off again.
But also the fact you may end up picking the paint up in it as well.
Exactly, yeah. Start picking what paint up.
The acrylic.
No,
oh,
because once the acrylic's dry, it's
oh,
permanent.
is it? Oh, sorry.
That's what I'm saying, you're using permanent colours. Once they're dry, they're permanent. They're never going to wash off.
Gosh, look at that. Oh, I'm impressed with this, boys and girls. I tell you.
So it doesn't matter what brand of permanent, as long as it's a solvent-based one and it's a brownish colour. If you haven't got any of the Tim Holtzy ones, but you have got some of the Wendy Vecchi ones, then the potting soil one works almost identically to vintage photo.
Wendy Vecchi's stuff's nice.
Yeah. I think if you've got stays on ones, there's a brownish one in the stays, but I can't remember what the colour is at the moment. It could be chai or something like that. I can't remember what I've done with mine.
Saw them the other day.
Yeah, I've put them away somewhere and I don't
They're
know.
here?
No,
Oh,
that's
that's
just the jet black one. There's about 18 colours in the stays on.
Oh, look at that, Mike. Wow.
You're not supposed to be amazed by your own work, Ian.
Oh, sorry. Oh, this is passable then.
No, you're supposed to believe. No, I meant it to look like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I meant it to look like this. Wow!
Give the game away.
Well, I'm not. I've got the ideas, but I'm not brilliant at doing it. So you're the master. You're the what do you call them in Star Wars? You're like Obi-Wan, aren't you? More like Omi-Wan.
Oh, you're the Padawan.
I'm Yoda. I am. So that's that. So we've got that knocked back.
You done?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Well, we'll leave those
Yeah.
in grass because you might want to use those when you do your embellishments for the front.
So we've done
Your covers.
covers.
Okay, so time to build.
Well, no, because I've got to do the cover yet. I'm going to do all the dirty stuff first.
Oh, okay. Right,
It'll be easier that way, I think.
Fire away then.
Okay. So we've got 2 more bits we need to do. So that essentially is going to go onto there. So I think we'll do this in a...
Have you explained which is the front and which is the back?
Good point. This is the front and that's the back. No. The way it works is that the little edges clip in like that, and that locks into the little flap, the little notch.
Right.
Like that.
So the front cover
Has got the 2.
is the one with the 2.
The back looks like stitch marks, big stitch marks.
Yes.
When you finish, we can distress those up. I like them as they are because I think it shows that it's been hand built. So we don't need those yet. So I'll put that.
I mean, theoretically, you could paint after you built the box, couldn't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just makes it a bit more difficult to put the faux book
Paper.
pages.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I think Kay actually, our friend Kay, she made one and she forgot to do that.
Yes, she did.
So that's...
Most perturbed.
She was.
After she realised.
So I'm going to do this one, and then this one I'm going to use the indigo blue gold finger.
That's what it's called.
Da, 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 da. I won't sing anymore.
I prefer brass, but hey ho.
I like the gold, but we can really vintage that up. So I'll just get my sponge dauber again. There we are. Oh, my plate's dirty. I need to go and
Would
wash
you like
it.
me to go and clean it?
Well, I'll go and clean it.
And then we'll have a quick recess, put the kettle on, and come back.
Okay, so I've got my paint. I've washed my little tray. I've got my sponge dauber all ready to run. The paint doesn't normally come in this size.
No, it comes in smaller sizes.
It comes in that size.
It's only because we begged, borrowed and stole, didn't we?
We didn't know. No, we didn't beg borrow stuff. Kay and Alfie know I go through the gold like water because I use a lot of it on my creations.
So yeah,
that's brass monkey, isn't
yeah,
it?
that's the normal size pot you get, which is a 20mm, which normally lasts for ages and ages, but because Ian uses quite a lot of it, he had some put in a 60mm pot.
I did. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around the edges of this. I'm not going to bother painting all the inside little bits of detail because it's black. And as long as you're careful when you paint the front, it doesn't sink in. So
as long as you don't load your sponge up
too much, it doesn't drop down the inside. Because it would literally take ages to paint this if you were to... having a look for something, Mikey?
I just noticed there was something in a box on my desk here and...
I didn't know what it was.
No, I can't remember putting them in there.
Oh, fair enough. There we are. Do you have a little brush, Mike, I can borrow a second?
A little brush.
It's just to go down into the little corners where I can't get the sponge dauber.
Is that big enough for you?
Well, that's plenty big enough, thank you.
That's one of the Dina Wakley brushes.
That's perfect.
But I snapped the handle in half because
too
when you've got a long handle
and you're filming
and you've got autofocus, every time you bring your brush in, the camera tries to focus on the end of your brush rather than what you're trying to do.
That's not good, is it?
No. So
there we go. Covers really, really well, does this gold.
Yeah.
Then back onto the little dauber. With the edges being black already, it's great because if you miss a bit, it doesn't matter. Yeah, she can't see it. you go.
Yeah, it covers really well, doesn't it?
It covers incredibly well. It's one of the best gold paints on the market.
Yeah, some gold paints aren't quite as opaque, are they?
Oh, the wishy-washy. I think a technical term is pissy.
Can't say that.
Can you not? Oh, I didn't say that then. But they are. Everybody knows what I mean. They're all weak and watery.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want. If you paid your money, you want some good paint. You do. Your money doesn't grow on trees.
Not these days.
There we go. So much easier with a little brush. Go down there. The cogs. We're going to vintage it anyway, distress it, age it. There we are. Haven't missed anything, have we? No, we haven't. Cool.
Just, I was going to say, just that very end corner there.
Yeah. Right. So we've gone all the way around the outside. So, what I intended to do is just dab a lot of it off and just go along. Just don't go mad with it. It's very light.
It almost has like you've gone over it with like embossing enamel.
It does, doesn't it? With all the little, you get all the little bubbles in it with the sponge dauber, but when it dries flat.
Mm. But you still get that kind of hammered effect.
Yeah, you do. You can see more. I'll show you when we're finished, but you'll see more on the large circle where it doesn't creep inside. Right. Let's get that dry. And I'll be back in, oh, a bit of a run there. Back in 2 ticks. So we're all painted. Voila.
Lovely. All nice and shiny.
Yeah, it's very shiny. What's interesting about indigo blue paint, if you rub it with your fingers, it goes shinier.
Oh, so you can buff it?
It buffs up, yeah.
All right.
Okay, so we need to give this a little bit of a vintagey look.
Okay.
So I'm not going to use any green because you wouldn't get green on there.
Not on gold.
No. Shall I use
gold? No, it's too dark.
What's peel paint?
It's green.
Is it green?
It is a green.
So what the green is it?
It's a green.
Oh, it is green, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah. So gold, when it gets old,
just goes.
And it rhymes. Just goes darker.
Just like an alpaca. Right. Okay.
So yeah. So
I don't know whether this will pick it up because I've just washed it.
Is it still wet?
It might be a bit damp.
Yeah, it'll be fine. You could always use a bit of sponge if you wanted to.
Yes, I could.
Do you want me to cut your piece off?
I think this might be working actually. Does it look like it's working to you?
It is darkened around the edges there.
Shall I try a ground espresso? Or is that too dark?
If you want to.
Just give it a whirl. That's a lot darker,
Let's
isn't it?
move that out of the way because you've got a habit of getting your knuckles in things.
Yes, I have. Oh, that's better. Look.
Yeah. So it's just darkening it a little bit.
Yeah, it is. Just at the edges.
See, the good thing about this is as well, if you get too much on and you don't like it, then just get a quick cloth and a little spritz of alcohol. And just
And
wipe
take it off.
Just take it off.
Ah, clever. I think that's me.
Yeah.
Done with that. Yes, I like that.
Dirty gold.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can see it particularly there, look.
Yeah. Dirty gold.
Dirty gold.
Any kind of gold will take. Dirty gold.
Old gold, dirty gold.
Old gold was a tobacco, wasn't it? I think.
Was it?
So that's that one. But of course, we can't put it on yet because we need to stick that in.
Right, okay.
Because we stick it down before then, we're a little bit in trouble.
Okay, so you're using glossy accents.
I am, yeah.
Would ordinary PVA glue work, or spirit glue?
Yeah, any kind of glue will work for the back. Yeah. Choose head, and I've just got to line it up. There we go. There we are. Let that dry for a moment. We've still got to paint this, so I'll stick it to the mat. Fortunately, I'm using Mike's heat resistant mat. So we'll just put that there to dry for a moment. Shall we do bronze or something for that, do you think?
Well, you've done copper for the base cover, haven't
Yes.
you? So if you keep the aesthetic...
Go for copper?
Yeah.
Oh, I can use that, can't I? Be alright.
Is that one that's had the brown on?
Yeah, be right.
Yeah, shouldn't make any difference.
I mean, that's how thick the paint is. Lovely paint. You don't need to bother painting the back, obviously, but just paint on the inside. Oh, yeah. There we go. It's not sticking to the. Just peel it off me, please. The foam.
The foam?
Yeah. It's not sticking to the tool because of the. That's better, look. It wouldn't stick to the sponge because it had some of that espresso on it.
I've now got copper paint under my fingernails.
Oh, have you? It's a good look. It's all in this spring.
Got copper nail varnish now.
Other nail varnishes are available.
Hmm?
Other nail varnishes are available. What's good about using the sponge dauber is the paint goes a lot further.
Yes.
Yeah. There we are. Lovely. Just dry that quickly with the magic machine. I love the effect. Okay, so that's all painted up now.
Lovely.
So I've got some glossy accents. I love using glossy accents because it's just so easy to use.
Well, I think it's that fine point applicator, and also it's a brilliant glue, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Me.
Just going to look at that a moment.
There you go. Your head was in shot a little bit.
Sorry, what on earth is that there?
What's what? It's just squidged underneath a little bit, hasn't it?
Just move it out of the way.
Lovely stuff.
A little bit of paper.
Where's the tissue roll gone?
It's behind me. Pantomime. There we go. Just clean it off. I just don't like it on there. It's invisible, but I still don't like it on there. So you've got
Mr. Perfectionist.
Yeah, so you've got that there. And just when you put the glue on here, you will need transparent glue to stick these in. You don't put too much on. You put it in, drop it on, and spin it. And if you spin it, do that.
Oh, I see. It pushes all the glue
Pushes all the glue evenly all over. And then that now is right bang in the middle. Excuse me. Oh, I'm grey on top, aren't I? So just let that dry now. So I'll put that over there. So next, we need to do the book edges. Voila. This is the paper you get in the set. And I've just put some of the double-sided acrylic on there. I have to get paint on it, and I don't know why, because I did it downstairs. Okay, I've got a pin there, I'll just put that in there. Okay, little cutting mat. Quite good today. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to cover these pieces now, Mike. Wait, what's up?
It's right, I just thought I heard a buzzing noise.
It's a lawnmower. The gardeners are here for the estate. Okay, so just going to cut. The easiest way to do this, I found, is to cut along one edge, say I'm using the double-sided, you could use Elmer's glue, spray glue,
School glue,
double-sided.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. My ruler, Tim Holtz ruler, is just a little bit wider than that, which is exactly what I want. So what I'll do is I'll just put the ruler there, cut down there, 1, 2. Doesn't matter about the ends, and just do it again. There's plenty on this sheet, so if you make a mess of it or something goes wrong, you've got plenty to work with.
Plenty to go.
Plenty to go at. Okay, so what I found the best way to do this is you don't want anything past the lower bit of that castellation. So nothing needs to go on here.
So you're not covering the tabs?
No, if you cover the tabs, it will not fit.
Right. So you're only putting it up to the tabs?
Up to the tabs. So what I'm going to do...
What about the edges there? Where you've got...
They're fine. They're fine. Because that's an outer edge.
Right, okay.
That's the outside.
When you say fine, you can cover those?
You can cover those if you want, yeah.
Right.
But, yes, yeah. So, okay. So what you do, just peel this off. Let's have a look. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. So, that's the straight edge I've got there. So I'm just going to line it up with the outside.
You've got your head in shot.
Sorry, I just couldn't see what I was doing.
I know.
See what I mean? I've not covered those up.
Right.
All this is covered, but that's not. So rub it down. What you need to do then is just run your craft knife up there. You can run straight down like that and leave that covered, or you can cut it out. I've left mine in, and I'll show you why in a minute. Like that. And then down that one, and down there as well. I'm just going to run my nail down the edge just to really push it in. So, and that's where we've covered. It doesn't matter about those, as I say. Just run your nail down there. We'll distress the edges when we've done. So that's one. And I happen to know that if you cut this in half, you can use it for both of the little short pieces.
Excellent.
This is a little bit more complicating, so we'll just cut it in half, roughly half, that. That's not bad actually for me. Peel back the edges. Please be careful if you're using a knife. There we go.
I think most people will be using glue anyway, so...
I think they will. Okay, so this one's going to be exactly the same. You don't want to go over there, but you also don't want to go over that one. Okay, make sure you've got it the right way round. That is the top of the box.
Oh, I see. So those are the bottom.
Yeah, they're the bottom.
Right.
So you don't want to cover those. So what you do, as we did before, I'm sorry if my head's in shot, but I have to see what I'm doing. Okay. Those are not covered. That is covered.
Right.
But it's easy to get rid of it. It's easier to get rid of it than it is to get rid of all the bottom ones.
Right. What about the end tab?
The end tab, no, the end tab has to be like that. So we're cutting the end out.
So you're covering the end tab?
Yes.
Right.
Because that's the outside.
Okay.
A rule of thumb is if, let me just double check. Yeah. If it's going on the end like that, you can leave it on.
Okay.
Okay. So just cut that. Or you can cut them all off if you want. Or you can spray it or paint it. I'll just cut down there.
Right there. You can just using the actual piece of MDF as a guide, aren't you?
I am. If it's cut through, yeah. cut up there. Cut up there. I know you're saying we don't want that covered, but if you do this, you can peel it all off. Doesn't matter about the ends because we're getting rid of that. Scalpel's not as sharp as it was. There we are.
Would you like another blade?
No, it should be alright.
Or is it just because it's sticky?
Well, because it's just sticky icky. There we go. Now that's covered. All you need to do, put your ruler up the wood to line up and just
Alright,
trim.
and just gently score it and it just comes off. Ta-da!
Ta-da. Okay, so that's that. So that's 2 done. And we'll repeat the same with the other one at the bottom. But bear in mind, you've got to have it.
Got to have a left and a right.
Got to have a left and a right. So they've both got to be covered like that. If you do them like that, you'll have it all decorated on the inside. If you make a mistake, peel it off. You've got plenty to do it again.
Okay.
Because if you do them both the same side, it doesn't work.
No.
They have to be a mirror of each other.
They've got to be opposite.
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it. A mirror of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it might be worthwhile if you've got that one, just to make sure that you have got the mirror.
Yeah, so that, yeah, exactly. That's the perfect way to do it, Mike, yeah. Cover the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah. If not, you'll have 2 lefts and 2 right, or 2 rights. Oh, yeah. Okay, so again, just cover up to there, up down. For us, it's quite difficult to cut because the self-adhesive is really, 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 really thick.
Yeah. I mean, if you were sticking yours down with something like Mod Podge, which is very difficult for British people to say, because we want to say Mod Podge.
I call it Mod Podge.
Mod Podge. Then, you know, you're not going to have a problem just letting it dry and then cut it.
This is very true.
Yeah, don't try and cut it when it's wet.
No, because
Let it dry,
it'll go
then
all
cut
soggy
it.
and...
Yeah.
The paper that's printed on is what's the thick printer paper we have here?
It's 200.
200 gram.
Yeah.
So
It's a decent weight.
It's a nice weight of paper. It's not photocopy paper or anything like
No,
that.
it's light cardstock.
See,
So
that's covered again, as we've got there and there, and then we've just got to get rid of that little nubbins there. Just peel back lightly and pull.
marvellous.
Okay. That's that lot. Get rid of the little mat. So but what I want to do is I want to give it a little bit of a distress. So I'm using my...
Just a gentle distress.
It also covers up the white edges of the paper.
Yeah.
Because I think if you can see the white edges, it sort of ruins it a little
So
bit.
you're using the water-based one because it's paper?
I am, yeah. Just across the bottom to give it that feel. You won't see the tabs, but...
Quick and easy.
Quick and easy. There we go. And there we go. One and second one. There we are. If you don't want to distress it, you don't need to.
Distress to taste, as we always say.
Distress to taste, yes. Okay. So you see, this is why I only painted up to there. Because when that goes in...
Wrong way around.
Thank you, Mike. When that goes in, that covers up so it's all clean inside. But vintage on the outside. So they are quite tight to get in. Just be gentle, be patient. Don't rive. Just a little bit of gentle pressure. So all you need to do is to put the glue in the bottoms. Don't need a lot.
Again, school glue is fine.
It is. That's one. And two. Sorry. Do I need to go right up there because obviously it falls, it flaps down there. And a little bit in there. One. Two, three. And you could cover it when you're finished, as Mike says, but it's a little bit more difficult to cut around these curves. And just a little bit of glue in there.
It's easier if you do it
as you go.
Before.
Okay. So, there is an art to this. Would you put the top on that for me, please?
I will.
Okay. You have to get them both in together, or roughly about the same time together, to make it all fit together. So, put the back one in, and then offer that one up. And because that one is going down with it, it pulls it all down. See there?
Excellent.
So that's one. And then we do again. We push down. Push down at this end. Don't push down at that end because you've got to get that piece in. Push down, and as you go, offer it all up. In there. Yeah, here we click. So you've got your.
I think you're quite in at the side.
I'm not. Oh yeah, I am now. That's it. Thanks, Mike. If you want, just give it a little. Put the top on.
Put two locking
lugs in.
And then you can just gently.
Not too hard. There we are.
Excellent.
There we go.
Okay, and then just let that set for a minute or two.
Let this dry for a little while and we'll be back.
Absolutely.
So we're all stuck. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, so we've done the outside, but we've just got to put on our little 4 rivets now. Got a little trick to share with you. I just might call it burping. Burping the glossy accents. That's not the trick. Okay, so I'm going to put these on. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's like the tiniest
5,
little pinprick
6,
of glossy accents, isn't it?
7. That's all I ever use. 8. Okay, the trick is you can never pick these up, can you? You drop them. They drop all over. If you haven't got a picky up tool like I have, knife blade. It makes a tiny little hole in them, but you can't see the hole. You try doing that with tweezers, and they fly off everywhere, and I'm sure we all get cross. I'm sure we all cuss.
I bought a pair of those ones.
Oh, the push ones, yeah.
Specifically to do it. But even then, they're not as easy as doing that.
Yeah, so that's those. You get 20 in there, so you've got plenty to go with. So I'm going to put 1 in each corner. You don't need a lot of glue. I mean, as Mike says, it's a small little pinprick of glue. The more glue you put on, the more they slide around, and the more you're going to cuss. Or is that just
What's
me?
that? Cut once, cuss twice.
Yes. We saw that on a thing we watched, didn't we?
Mm.
And then we'll just put, we've got some left, so we'll just put 1 in there.
Oh, will they fit in the middle there?
Yep. Oh, I'm blocked up again.
With pins down.
Pins there, excuse the arm. Yeah.
I won't charge you for that pin.
Okay. Oh, lovely.
It's still not coming out.
Yeah.
So give it a stir.
That one there. 1 there. 1 there. 1 there. 1 there. And 1 there. You might as well use them up. It looks good with them all on anyway. So, in the middle.
Oh, they do fit.
Of course they do. It helps to give a little bit of depth and a little bit of believability, if that's the right word. Just twist it, yeah, that's fine. Yep. And that one goes there. Now don't be tempted to put them in there, because I don't think they'll fit. It's very tight, no, they won't. So you've got 2 spares. If you lose any, you've got 2 extra. But don't tell anybody. So yeah, so that is the distressed version of the box.
So that lovely treasure box. I think it's a treasure box anyway.
Yeah.
But it's a faux book box, whatever you want to call it.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that fact that it's got the page effect on the sides. So yeah, it does look like a book. It's great.
Cool. So I think they make a lovely pair.
What a lovely pair.
What a lovely pair you've got there. So you've got 2 extremes. You've got the vintage one,
the grungy patinaed.
the grungy patinaed one, and then you've got the sparkly. I call it the sparkly one with the clean version.
Yes, of course. You can paint it whatever colour you want, or you don't even have to paint it at all. You could cover it in paper if you want to.
Well, that'd be nice. That's something for me for another day, isn't it?
If you are going to cover it with paper, don't cover the spine.
Because the paper will rip, won't it? Or it'll stop it bending, won't it?
Yes.
So be no flexibility.
No.
Brilliant. Well, these 2 sets can be found on my website.
Yes, which there will be a clickable link in the description area below the video if you're interested in purchasing one of these 2 kits.
Or both.
Or both, indeed. So this one you've called...
This one's called Decorative Corners.
Yeah, and this one's called Dials.
Dials, yes.
Yeah. So, but you'll be able to see from the video, the pictures.
The photos.
Yeah.
The photographs.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. I've really enjoyed it today. I'll be back again next month.
You're coming back once a month now?
Well, that's if they'll have me.
I think they will. They will.
Good.
So, if you've enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking that button at the end of the video. That's all from us for now.
See you all again real soon.
Yes. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.